I personally think a lot of Black South Africans are focusing on the wrong problem because they cannot get to the real problem. Does that make sense? So, who is and this is a typical response to power dynamics, right? Because you can't get to the real powerful guy, you go to the next guy who might not even be your problem, but he's there and you're pissed off, you're angry, but you need to take out this anger on someone, and usually you don't attack the person who can fight back. You don't attack the person who can actually hurt you. You attack the person who is weak. It's like a bully. Bullies don't attack other bullies. Bullies typically attack somebody who's less than. So that's what I see from a far away standpoint, okay? The Black South Africans are attacking Black foreigners. I don't think any African who's Black is a foreigner, but this is what's going on, right? So the Black South Africans are attacking the Black African foreigners because the Black African foreigners in the power dynamics cannot fight back. That's why I typically ask, why all this energy towards a guy who has a spaza shop? He's not selling drugs. He's working normal. You understand? Because it's not entirely for bullying. That was just a quick example. It's not perfect, but it's an example. And then I always ask, why don't you go to the white who literally feed you to animals? They run over your legs. They hurt you. Why don't you invade their farms? Why don't you fight them? And oftentimes you will see the fear. They try to mask it as we are preparing for them. I'm like, but you can see the change of energy, And I've seen this many times because I test this theory. I go to like a space. It's anytime it's to Black African foreigners. I don't call Black Africans. The Black South African is very powerful. It's very energetic. This is what I've noticed. But when it's time to attack the white foreigners, for example, it's more calm. So there is something there to be said. And I think for Nigerians, on the Nigerian side, you need to stop. Obviously, when you go to South Africa, you have to respect the laws of the land. Let's be honest. Nigerians do shitty stuff. We do. Speaking as a Nigerian, Nigerians also do horrible things. Estella, sorry, my dear, I'm going to come to you shortly, please. Just give me 1 minute. I'll come to you, I promise. I'll give you 3 minutes to speak. As Nigerians, we also need to respect the laws of the land. If you go to somebody's country, respect the law. Okay? I understand we are hustlers. We love to hustle. You also need, and I know a lot of Nigerians are doing positive things in South Africa. They are doing a lot more than they are doing bad. But the thing is this, the bad always gets the spotlight. And this is everywhere. It's not just South Africa. It's globally. A country could be doing good. A country could be doing nice. A country could be doing amazing. One person does something terrible. That's it. So Nigerians, respect yourself. And I know most Nigerians are doing great in South Africa. But I think the Black South Africans, you just focus. You focus on the small guys and you blow it out of proportion. But I think there's an intimidation factor there, and we'll be lying to ourselves if we say this doesn't play a role. Nigerians are productive. We are very productive people. So the Black South African compared to the average Nigerian, you can't compete. And I'm not trying to be a piece of shit. It's the truth. Nigerians, in my opinion, the average Black South African and the average Black Nigerian, can you compete in terms of charisma? Can you compete in terms of work ethic? Can you compete in terms of ambition? Can you compete on so many other levels? And oftentimes the answer to that is no. And there's an element of jealousy in there, and I would be lying to you if I say that's not evident. But anyway, let's go to Estella. Estella, my dear. Sorry, you brought this topic on. What do you think overall?
Yeah, I agree with what both you and Miss Baker said, but I think there's a little more to it that you guys being way up there in North Africa might not be aware of, which we neighbors of South Africa have kind of realized. South Africans, they're really very nice, very good people, but
That
they
has
are
been
very,
that has been my experience, honestly. Yeah, but that's
yes,
go on. Sorry, go on.
yeah, they're very nice people, but they do have an intolerance for outsiders. It is something that's just, intrinsic in their culture. And I studied there 3 years,
Ah, okay.
and yes, and even at the university, it was always there. And like you said, there is that element of jealousy,
I think so.
because yeah, because they got their independence quite late, and they didn't have the same opportunities to study before that as us coming from countries that got our independence earlier.
Yeah.
So obviously, on the academic plane, they faced more challenges, and um, many opportunities, tend to go to foreigners for that reason. But well, what I would just encourage them is to keep working on themselves, and uh, in their own country, it shouldn't be too difficult to compete. You just need to upgrade yourself a little bit, and you have the advantage of being in your own country. You know the culture, you know the languages and everything. But like you pointed out, this is there's a psychological aspect to this,
Yeah.
which I feel like everybody else is not engaging on a psychological level. Um,